It is Y105, Dubuque's #1 hit music station. My name is Steve Pulaski. My next guest is tied for the longest tenured coach across the entire landscape of college football. He's the head football coach of Geneva College in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, and has been since 1993. At the end of June, it was revealed the upcoming 2025 college football season will be his last at the helm of the Golden Tornadoes football program. He enters the upcoming season with 167 wins on his resume and is sure to add more in his final season. He's Coach Geno DeMarco. He joins us now. How are we today, Coach?
Steve, I'm doing my job here in Beaver Falls. Our college is right near a river, kind of like you. Ours is a little river called the Beaver River. It's a tributary to the Ohio. It flows into the Mississippi, where you're trying to make sure your radio station doesn't fall into the river, just like I'm doing here with the college. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How's the river level looking in the Beaver River? Have you guys gotten any rain like we have?
Yeah. Well, we've got pummeled with rain this past year. Everything's overgrown. I mean, we got trees hanging over the yellow stripes in the middle of the road. I mean, it's just it's a jungle. We've had a ton of rain. So other than that, it's a great place.
I'm grateful to have you on my phone line, Coach. I know these last couple of weeks probably been a whirlwind for you, so I just kind of want to talk, obviously, about a bunch of different things here while I got you. I mean, first things first, this is going to be your last season as head coach of the Geneva College Golden Tornadoes football program. Was stepping down after this upcoming season, was that your decision exclusively?
Well, it's been a process that, Steve, there's going to be a beginning and an end to everything that we do on this earth, and so the discussion has taken place maybe the last couple of years of when do we hand off the baton, and it was a mutual decision, especially with the way that we're going to be reassigned and still helping the football program by staying on, just like my predecessor did when I succeeded him in 1993. He was with me for 5 years as an assistant, so it's been a pretty good recipe for Geneva College. We've only had 2 head football coaches since 1975.
I think I mentioned it to you when we talked the last time a few months ago back in January. I think I said there's something about, Pennsylvania that they retain their head coaches. They don't let them go. Tomlin seems to have a lifetime contract with the Steelers. You seem to have a lifetime contract with Geneva, too. They hold on to their own in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, well, Luke Holt said something about lifetime contracts. Lou Holt said that at any time the administration can consider you dead. So there's a little bit of continuity here. We do. We had a guy in East Stroudsburg. Teddy was with his program for 38 years. And then Paterno had the long run. Tomlin's had the long run. And then we got this guy in Beaver Falls here doing this thing. So, yeah, I think you got a point there. Now, your guy at Iowa is not, he's a Upper St. Clair. He's a Pittsburgh guy. Ferentz has been there a while.
Yeah, 99 was when Ferentz took over Iowa. I think he's the longest tenured in FBS, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, yes, he is.
It's so rare to see that kind of longevity, and I can just imagine your phone has been blowing up. What kind of texts and phone calls did you receive following the announcement? You don't have to give any names, obviously, but just what's been the response that you've been receiving? I can imagine it's torrential.
Well, it's just been, okay, Coach, you're retiring. And I'm like, no, it was just a headline that somebody put up. I'm just being reassigned. I'm still going to coach football. I can't go cold turkey on something that, I've done for 40 years, and I'm honored to be able to do that and still be able to get my football fix. And it was a place that obviously I dearly love.
Did you address the team following the announcement?
Well, we did. And one of the reasons, Steve, why I did it early is there's never a good time to do this. But I did it early so that we can get all these discussions and interviews out of the way. Answered all the questions from the parents and from our players who we, recruited. And the full intention is that our entire staff to be retained for the year after this. So that's exactly what happened back in 93 with me. That's crazy, huh?
Very much so. He's head coach Geno DeMarco, coach of the Geneva College Golden Tornadoes. Become a nice friend of mine, too, so I'm grateful to have him on the show today. The release from Geneva College says you'll still be involved in the football program, as you have stated as well, too, kind of in an assistant advisor role. Is that how I'm taking it? What do you think that's going to look like?
Well, I don't know. I imagine different things. I just know one thing. I don't know if I'm going to have that 800-pound gorilla sitting on my chest on game day. I don't know. I can't remember. As an assistant, obviously I just really driven and you're part of it. But there's something that when your name's on it that it's very, very difficult to describe to people that have never been in that type of position. It really is. And I got a great staff who cares greatly about the program. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how that flies. And maybe this time next year we can talk about that, Steve, or maybe you can hit me up during football season, and I'll tell you what it's like to be a has-been.
I wouldn't go there, but I'm always down to talk to you, Coach, in any way, shape, or form. What are you going to do with that extra free time that you're going to be given? Have you given any thought to that?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, most people, like, when they retire, they're like, hey, I might go coach football. I might go coach baseball somewhere. I might do some of that. I mean, what do you do when you're a football coach your entire life? It's really, really tough to walk away from the game. I don't know. I don't have any hobbies. I mean, they're all related to football. So I'll probably do a little bit more with our church and some men's ministry stuff that I've done over the years, and I'm really got a heart for that. So, it's crazy. Steve, I talk to these 18, 23-year-old kids about life and try to get them to make sure that they understand the kinds of decisions that they're making impacts, their future. And then, I sit around with guys my age. We talk about the same things. And it's just in a different framing. That's all.
I know when you get a head coach job of any profession too, you want to, especially college, it really seems, you're always trying to kind of climb the ranks and things like that, or go to bigger programs and stuff. When you got the head coaching job at Geneva back in '93, Coach, how long did you think you were going to stay? Did you have aspirations to go elsewhere, maybe climb the D3 ranks, or were you just going to stay rooted in Geneva as long as possible?
Well, I mean, Geneva was such a profound effect on what it did for me personally when I transferred back to Geneva that I really wanted my kids to come to school here. And most smaller colleges, and actually, most schools have some sort of tuition benefit built in. I had, at that time, two daughters. They were a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and I really wanted them to come to Geneva. So I was getting offers because we had great success early. And I was getting offers from a lot of places. But all I wanted to do is have my kids come to Geneva and stay, and they did. And they found their husbands here. So that was kind of cool. But it was tough. I had been at West Virginia as a graduate assistant coaching a position. I was at Georgia Tech as a graduate assistant. And still keep in touch with those great people that really helped me along the way. But I just didn't feel like I wanted to move around and put my family through that. And it's just a different pathway in coaching, Steve.
Were there any offers that really kept you up at night? Anyone in particular that you remember?
Yeah, there were a few, but I got a few now too. But I mean, people say nice things, when they see that you're old. And hey, you can come coach for me, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, right. You're going to want a 64-year-old bald Italian guy running around in the weight room with all your guys. That ain't going to work. But there were a few. Yeah. Had a chance to go back to WVU once and, chance to go to Liberty, had a chance to, whatever, fill in a blank.
You could probably ask Bill Cowher. You're never more popular than when you hang it up.
Somebody said that to me at church on Sunday. Somebody said, and this is a guy that's a former high school coach here at Beaver Falls and played at Louisville. But he's a judge in our area. And he said, he goes, when you retire, they love you even more. And I'm like, I just don't understand that. I don't. I really don't. Maybe it's because, you're not calling the bad plays that made their kid look bad. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
I mean, it's true. I think this is a country of nostalgia that's predicated on a lot of, nostalgia, the rose-colored glasses and things like that. And, people look back with a fondness. Everything, and especially nowadays, not to get too external, but like social media is such a firecracker and everything like that. Everything is so immediate, reactionary and everything that like after a couple of years when something's gone or somebody retires or something like that, it kind of comes back around. Then there's context. Then there's sort of, like reconciliation with it. I think that plays a role into it too.
Yeah, I've never been really good at predicting the future. And that's probably a good thing. And that's why I have never developed a gambling habit.
What would you say some of your biggest accomplishments at Geneva are? Is it the winning seasons, the 5 bowl victories, something greater? What stands out? What's, I guess, Geno DeMarco's Mount Rushmore of accomplishments at Geneva?
Well, probably the idea of what Uncle Vince Lombardi talked about, our God, our family, and the Green Bay Packers. I think that, to me, that balance of being able to coach college ball, and be still involved in the church, and have my family, I'm a blessed man. That really, that's it in a nutshell.
You graduated from Geneva, Coach. You were a linebacker for the Golden Tornadoes, and you've been a part of the football staff since 1988. Nobody knows Geneva better than you. What kind of impact has this school left on you? I feel like you can't tell the story of Geno DeMarco in any way, shape, or form without Geneva. What kind of impact has it had?
Well, I mean, I can let you know a little bit more about it, but I will probably dive into it more after I'm out of the big chair. But growing up in the church, I was not always a really good kid, and I kind of needed some direction along the way. I wasn't a bad kid, but when I transferred back here, I can't explain it to you, Steve, but the professors here saw something in me as far as a student, and they worked with me, and I don't know, it really, really helped me. And I ended up, I don't want to say this sounding, in a braggadocious way, but if it wasn't for Geneva, I wouldn't have 4 degrees right now, and I got 3 undergraduate degrees from Geneva, and I got an MBA while I was coaching at WVU, but just from that standpoint, and the college gave me some boundaries that I had to stay in within, and that is even as a coach, and I appreciate that more than anything. And I don't know, we could talk about that, in the next couple of years. I'll tell you that's just been a great impact for me. You
teach at the college too, correct?
Yeah, I do that. Yep.
What classes do you teach?
Well, I'm teaching. I love teaching the freshmen. It's business principles of business. And it's 8:00 in the morning on Tuesday and Thursday. Have done that forever since I came on board in '93. That's probably why I got hired, is because I had an MBA and I could teach some classes at that time in our nationally accredited business program. I like having the freshmen at 8:30 or 8:00 in the morning because if they walk in at 8:30, I throw them out. This whole thing about people they don't do well in 8:00 classes, I don't buy it. So I like having the freshmen at 8 a.m. and then I teach a 400 level sales and marketing class in the spring at night, and that's a lot of fun.
Looking ahead to the 2025 season, Coach, what kind of team do you think you have at this time, now that it's sort of coming together? College football season's right around the corner.
Yeah, I tell you what, we had a great spring. We're modifying what we're doing on both sides of the ball, all 3 sides of the ball, in fact. And that modification really brought a lot of focus. And, I can't wait to get back into coaches' meetings. That's the thing that just is that's the thing I'm going to miss the most, is just that. Just what happens inside that coach's office and those coaching rooms, and the interaction with the players, not only during film but just personally. And I'll continue to have that. But we're returning a lot of people from a 5-5 year in a league that was ranked in the top 10 in D3. So we're returning our quarterback, and I'm pretty excited about it. He's a really good kid. He's a great thrower, and we were running him in a triple option last year, and we're going to make some adjustments to that.
What's the first game on the schedule?
We got to go out and play a team called Widener University. It's out in Philadelphia. It's a tremendous school. They have an incredible football reputation. If you want to know about Widener, you got to do some research on Billy White Shoes Johnson. And if you do, it'll have his touchdown dance that he did after every time he scored.
Yes.
He's a graduate of Widener. Yeah. it was he. I think he should be credited with end zone celebrations in the NFL. Billy White Shoes Johnson. We're playing his alma mater.
That's fair. I was gonna say I have a couple. I'm a card collector. I have a couple cards of him. Former Oiler, former Falcon, I believe too. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to go across the state. Like we're only about 8 miles from the Ohio line, and Philly's right there. So yeah, we're going to go down there. That's a tough one. They're good. And then we got a team coming up from Virginia, Shenandoah, and they're good. So I always do the scheduling, and I always put us in really tough preseason games just because it's my personality. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And then we get into our conference, which is, it's not the Big Ten, it's not the SEC, but it's in D3. It's pretty close.
The 2025 college football season is upcoming. It's going to be the farewell tour for head football coach at Geneva College, Geno DeMarco. But if I know you at least a little bit, Coach, I know you won't make it all about yourself. I know it's a team-first mentality all through and through. And I wish you nothing but great success, though, in your final year and even beyond, too. You deserve it.
Thank you so much. I don't know if I deserve it. I don't like that farewell tour. I just don't see it like before the game, somebody from the other team coming out and giving me a watch before kickoff. That's just not. It's not going to happen, man. We can talk about that stuff down the road, but I mean, in this game, once that ball's kicked, man, it's we gotta go to battle. We gotta win. So appreciate you, Steve. Really do, and you're a blessing to that area. And anybody to give you any stuff about it, tell them you got an Italian friend back in PA. All right?
I love it, Coach. I greatly appreciate your time as always. I'd love to chat with you sometime, either during the football season or I won't bug you. I'll wait till after it's done.
No, let's do it. Just call me.